The Seventh Adventist Church, beloved in the Seventh Adventist Church, this is a very urgent message, urgent message called the temperance work, a work that Sister White inspired in the Seventh Adventist Church around the temperance society movement of the late 18th century and 1900s, early 1900s, during the alcohol abstinence society program. Sister White says right here, pledging to total abstinence. He says, the subject of temperance should be strongly presented, and a pledge to abstain from all intoxicating liquor and from tobacco should be presented, beloved in the Adventist Church. Habits of intemperance are perverting minds from discerning the importance of the truths which make men wise unto salvation. The brain must be cleared from the befogging influence of intoxicating liquor and tobacco, and then men will realize that Christ has died for their salvation. Responsibility of parents. Often intemperance begins in the home. By the use of rich, unhealthful food, the digestive organs are weakened, and a desire is created for food that is still more stimulating. Thus the appetite is educated to crave continually stimulating something stronger. The demand for stimulants becomes more frequent and more difficult to resist. The system becomes more or less filled with poison. One step in the wrong direction paves way for another. Many who would not be guilty of placing on their table wine or liquor of any kind will load their table with food which creates such a thirst for strong drink that to resist the temptation is almost impossible. Wrong habits of eating and drinking destroy the health and prepare the way for drunkenness. Now, beloved in the Adventist Church, when people get spicy foods on their table, eat dairy products, eat meat products, have caffeine and coffee, eat chocolate, have cheese pizza and sour cream and donuts and candies and cookies and different things like that, and also hot sauce to their food, that lays the foundation of the liquor habit, of the tobacco habit, beloved. We need to be signing an abstinence and temperance pledge so we can put away sin these last days, and so that we can be able to be mighty reformers in these last days. Fruits, nuts, grains, and vegetables, exercise, not eating between meals, eating 5 hours after each meal, eating only 2 strong meals a day and a light meal at dinner time before bedtime, eating 5 hours before bedtime is the best way to enjoy optimal health in these last days, beloved in the Adventist Church. The Temperance Society movement is the next wave of the church, the next wave of the Seventh Adventist Church. All ministers, all Seventh Adventist ministers, Seventh Adventist pastors should be health reformers. They need to have a healthy diet so they can be able to understand precious truth of the first, second, and third angels' messages and give the straight testimony. A minister who eats meat, beloved in the Adventist Church, should not pay from the tithe, Sister White says, should not be trusted, beloved in the Adventist Church. He must have scruples. A call porter, Bible worker, they must be on a plant-based diet. No meat, no dairy products in these last days, beloved. So he can give the straight testimony, loud cry, and finish the work, beloved. Now look here what Councils on Health says about the medical missionary work. This is page 608. Page 608. Basically, it says, as religious aggression subverts the liberties of our nation, Adventists should become intelligent to diseases, causes, prevention, and cure. Then they shall find a work anywhere. I forgot the actual number of the page in Council Help, but I remember the actual statement in my mind. So that lets us know that as the Sons of Law passes and it's legal to buy and sell, and legal to be able to do missionary work for God, and legal to be able to have our churches, medical missionary work is going to make us have jobs anywhere because we'll be able to heal the sick and treat those who have ailments, and with natural remedies, naturopathia, and without using of drugs. And we understand how drugs work so we can get people off of drugs. That's the main point. So getting a medical education in our schools along with the medical mission work is a great way to be able to educate away from drugs and heal disease in these last days so we can do a mighty work for God. When the hospitals are closed now because of the mark of the beast Christ and because of the 7 last plagues that hit this earth. Now look here in this book called Ministry Healing. Ministry Healing, a chapter called Liquor Trafficking Prohibition, responsible to the church. The liquor interest is a power in the world. It has on the side of combined strength of money, habits, appetite. Its power is felt even in the church. Men whose money has been made directly or indirectly in the liquor traffic, the members of the churches in good and regular standing, many of them give liberally to popular charities. Their contributions help to support the enterprise of the church and to sustain the ministers. They command the consideration shown to the money power. To the money power. Churches that accept such members are virtually sustaining liquor traffic. Too often, the minister has not the courage to stand for the right. He does not declare to his people that what God has said concerning the work of the liquor seller. To speak plainly would mean the offending of the congregation, the sacrifice of his popularity, the loss of his salary. Well, let me tell you something. As a medical missionary, beloved, I've got to declare to you that liquor is wrong. The Bible says wine is a mocker, strong drink is raging, and whoever is a sea by it is not wise. The New Testament says, woe to him. Old Testament says, woe to him that giveth his neighbor wine. So you can see his nakedness, beloved, in the Adventist church. It is an apostasy of latter times. Look right here to the Council on Diets and Foods by Sister White. So I've read to you so far a call to medical evangelism, counsel, health, ministry, healing, and now I'm about to read to you about from Council on Diets and Foods. She says that if you drink milk and sugar, it's like drinking alcohol. Milk and sugar in the body, according to Council on Diets and Foods, is like an alcoholic getting drunk in the system. So, beloved, stay healthy. Get off dairy and meat products. To get off all fiery condiments and spicy foods. Exercise each day. Don't drink while you eat. Don't eat between meals. Eat 5 hours between each meals. Eat 1 or 2 strong meals a day. Have a strong, healthy lifestyle so you can finish work, beloved. Maranatha. God bless.